In a small town where dreams often felt out of reach, a dedicated teacher named Miss Harper noticed a quiet student named Ethan, who struggled to keep up in class. One day, after a particularly challenging math lesson, she decided to give him a small gift, a book filled with stories of resilience and hope. Little did they know, this simple act of kindness would set off a chain of events that would change both their lives forever, igniting a passion for learning in Ethan and awakening a long-buried dream in Miss Harper. Miss Harper had always believed in the power of education. As a high school teacher in the quaint town of Maplewood, she dedicated her life to inspiring her students. With her warm smile and unwavering patience, she created a safe haven for those who walked through her classroom door. But even the most passionate teachers can feel the weight of their responsibilities, especially when they encounter students who struggle to find their footing. Ethan Miller was one such student. At 16, he was quiet and reserved, often sitting at the back of the classroom, his head down, avoiding eye contact. He had a knack for art, but his academic performance was dismal. Math, in particular, was a subject that left him feeling defeated. Despite his talent, Ethan felt invisible, overshadowed by his more outgoing classmates. He often wondered if he would ever find a way to express himself beyond the confines of his struggles. One rainy afternoon, as Miss Harper was grading papers, she noticed Ethan sitting alone at a table in the corner of the cafeteria. His lunch remained untouched, and his eyes were glued to the sketchbook in front of him. She could see the frustration etched on his face as he tried to capture an image that seemed just out of reach. Concerned, Miss Harper approached him. "Ethan, is everything okay?" she asked gently, taking a seat across from him. He looked up, startled, and quickly closed his sketchbook. "Yeah, I'm fine," he mumbled, avoiding her gaze. "Are you sure? I've noticed you've been struggling in math lately." "I want to help you," she said, her voice filled with sincerity. Ethan sighed, the weight of his insecurities pressing down on him. "It's just hard. I don't get it, and I feel like I'm letting everyone down." Miss Harper leaned in closer, her heart aching for him. "You're not letting anyone down, Ethan. Everyone learns at their own pace. How about we set up some extra tutoring sessions? I can help you with the math concepts you're struggling with." He hesitated, unsure if he wanted to expose his weaknesses further. But there was something in Miss Harper's eyes, a genuine desire to help, that made him nod. "Okay, I'll try." As the weeks went by, Miss Harper dedicated her afternoons to helping Ethan. They would sit together in her classroom, surrounded by the comforting chaos of books and art supplies. Slowly, Ethan began to open up, sharing his love for drawing and how it was his escape from the pressures of school. Miss Harper encouraged him to express himself through art, intertwining it with his studies. One day, as they were wrapping up a math session, Miss Harper noticed Ethan's sketchbook lying open on the desk. "Can I see what you've been working on?" she asked, her curiosity piqued. Ethan hesitated but eventually turned the sketchbook toward her. The pages were filled with intricate drawings of fantastical creatures and landscapes, each one more breathtaking than the last. "Wow, Ethan, these are incredible!" she exclaimed, her eyes wide with admiration. He blushed, a shy smile creeping onto his face. "Thanks, I like to draw." "Have you ever thought about entering an art competition?" she asked, her mind racing with possibilities. "You have a real talent, and I think you should share it with the world." Ethan's eyes lit up at the suggestion, but doubt quickly clouded his expression. "I don't know. What if I fail?" "Failure is just a stepping stone to success. You won't know unless you try," Miss Harper encouraged, her voice filled with conviction. "I believe in you, Ethan." That evening, as Ethan walked home, Miss Harper's words echoed in his mind. For the first time, he felt a flicker of hope. Maybe he could share his art with others. Maybe he could be more than just a struggling student. As the weeks turned into months, Ethan's confidence began to grow. With Miss Harper's guidance, he started to see math not as an insurmountable obstacle, but as a puzzle to solve. Their tutoring sessions became a blend of math and art, with Miss Harper encouraging him to visualize mathematical concepts through his drawings. She would often say, "Math is just another form of art, Ethan. It's all about patterns and shapes." Ethan found himself looking forward to their sessions, not just for the academic help, but for the connection they were building. Miss Harper was more than just a teacher. She was a mentor who believed in him when he struggled to believe in himself. One day, as they were working on geometry, Miss Harper brought up the upcoming Maplewood Art Festival. "Ethan, you should consider entering your artwork in the festival. It's a great opportunity to showcase your talent," she suggested, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Ethan's heart raced at the thought. "I don't know, Miss Harper. What if no one likes it? Art is subjective. What matters is that you express yourself. You never know who might connect with your work," she replied, her encouragement unwavering. "I'll help you prepare your submission. Let's make this happen." With her support, Ethan decided to take the plunge. He spent countless hours perfecting his pieces, pouring his heart and soul into each stroke of the pencil. Miss Harper provided feedback, helping him refine his work and encouraging him to embrace his unique style. As the festival approached, Ethan felt a mix of excitement and anxiety. He had never shared his art publicly before, and the thought of putting himself out there was terrifying. But with Miss Harper's encouragement, he pushed through the fear. On the day of the festival, Ethan arrived with his artwork carefully packed. The vibrant colors and intricate details of his pieces stood out among the other submissions. As he set up his display, he felt a wave of nerves wash over him. What if no one stopped to look? What if he was just another face in the crowd? Miss Harper arrived shortly after, her presence instantly calming him. "You're going to do great, Ethan. Just remember, this is about sharing your passion," she said, giving him a reassuring smile. As the festival began, people started to wander through the exhibits. Ethan watched as families and friends admired the artwork around him, but he felt invisible. Just as he was about to lose hope, a young girl approached his display, her eyes wide with wonder. "Wow, these are amazing!" she exclaimed, pointing at a drawing of a dragon soaring through a colorful sky. Ethan's heart swelled with pride. "Thank you," he replied, a smile breaking across his face. As the day went on, more people stopped to admire his work. Each compliment fueled his confidence, and he began to engage with the visitors, sharing the stories behind his pieces. Miss Harper watched from a distance, her heart swelling with pride as she saw Ethan come alive in front of an audience. By the end of the day, Ethan had sold several pieces and received an award for Best Emerging Artist. The recognition was overwhelming, and he felt a sense of accomplishment that he had never experienced before. When he found Miss Harper, he couldn't contain his excitement. "I did it! I really did it!" he exclaimed, his eyes shining with joy. "I knew you could," she replied, wrapping him in a warm hug. "You've worked so hard and you deserve every bit of this success." As they celebrated, Ethan realized that this moment was more than just a personal victory. It was a testament to the power of belief and support. Miss Harper had seen potential in him when he couldn't see it himself, and that small gift of encouragement had changed the course of his life. As the school year progressed, Ethan's newfound confidence began to spill over into other areas of his life. He started participating more in class discussions, and his grades improved significantly. Miss Harper continued to mentor him, but their relationship evolved into a genuine friendship. They shared laughter, stories, and dreams, and Ethan felt a sense of belonging that he had longed for. However, as the end of the school year approached, Ethan faced a new challenge. He had been accepted into a prestigious summer art program in the city, but it came with a hefty tuition fee that his family couldn't afford. The thought of missing out on this opportunity weighed heavily on him. One afternoon after class, Ethan approached Miss Harper, his heart racing. "Miss Harper, I got accepted into the summer art program, but I don't think I can go. My family can't afford it," he said, his voice filled with disappointment. Miss Harper's expression softened. "Ethan, this is a fantastic opportunity. Have you considered applying for scholarships or financial aid?" "I don't know where to start," he admitted, feeling overwhelmed. "I can help you with that. Let's work on your application together," she said, her determination shining through. "You deserve this opportunity, and I'll do everything I can to help you get there." Ethan felt a surge of hope at her words. "Really? You'd help me?" "Of course. We'll make a plan and tackle this together, Miss Harper replied, her enthusiasm infectious. Over the next few weeks, they worked tirelessly on Ethan's scholarship application. Miss Harper guided him through the process, helping him articulate his passion for art and the impact it had on his life. They spent afternoons in her classroom, surrounded by art supplies and sketches, as Ethan poured his heart into the application essay. As the deadline approached, Ethan felt a mix of excitement and anxiety. He wanted this opportunity more than anything, but the fear of rejection loomed over him. "What if I don't get it?" he asked one day, his voice trembling. "Then we'll find another way." "But you won't know unless you try," Miss Harper reassured him. "You've come so far, Ethan. Believe in yourself as much as I believe in you." With her encouragement, Ethan submitted his application and the waiting began. Days turned into weeks, and as the date for the scholarship announcement approached, Ethan's nerves intensified. He confided in Miss Harper, who remained a steady source of support. "No matter what happens, you've already achieved so much," she reminded him. Finally, the day arrived. Ethan sat in his room, staring at his phone, waiting for the email that would determine his future. When the notification popped up, his heart raced. He took a deep breath and opened the message. "Congratulations! We are pleased to inform you that you have been awarded a scholarship to attend the summer art program." Ethan couldn't believe his eyes. He jumped up, his heart pounding with joy. "I got it! I really got it!" he shouted, running to find Miss Harper. When he burst into her classroom, she looked up, startled. "Ethan, what's wrong?" "I got the scholarship. I'm going to the summer art program," he exclaimed, his voice filled with excitement. Miss Harper's face lit up with joy. "Oh, Ethan, I'm so proud of you." She rushed over to embrace him, and in that moment, they both felt the weight of their journey, the struggles, the triumphs, and the bond they had formed. As the summer approached, Ethan prepared for the program with a mix of excitement and nerves. He knew this was a pivotal moment in his life, and he wanted to make the most of it. Miss Harper helped him gather his supplies and encouraged him to embrace every opportunity that came his way. On the first day of the program, Ethan felt a whirlwind of emotions. He was surrounded by talented artists from all over, and the atmosphere buzzed with creativity. As he settled into his new environment, he felt a sense of belonging that he had longed for. Throughout the summer, Ethan thrived. He learned new techniques, experimented with different mediums, and formed friendships with fellow artists. Each day brought new challenges, but he faced them head-on, fueled by the support of Miss Harper and the belief he had gained in himself. However, as the program progressed, Ethan began to notice a change in Miss Harper. She seemed more distant, her once bright smile dimmed by an unspoken burden. Concerned, he reached out to her during one of their weekly check-ins. "Miss Harper, is everything okay? You seem a bit off lately," he asked, his voice filled with genuine concern. She hesitated, her eyes reflecting a mix of emotions. "I'm just going through some personal challenges. It's nothing to worry about," she replied, forcing a smile. Ethan could sense that something was troubling her, but he didn't want to pry. "If you ever need to talk, I'm here for you," he said, hoping to offer her the same support she had given him. "Thank you, Ethan. That means a lot," she replied, her voice softening. As the summer came to a close, Ethan returned to Maplewood, filled with inspiration and new skills. He was eager to share his experiences with Miss Harper, but he couldn't shake the feeling that she was carrying a heavy weight. One afternoon, he decided to visit her at school. As he entered her classroom, he found her sitting at her desk, staring blankly at a stack of papers. "Hey, Miss Harper," he said gently. "I wanted to show you some of my work from the program." She looked up, her eyes lighting up momentarily. "I'd love to see it, Ethan." As he shared his sketches and paintings, he noticed the way her smile returned. "Even if just for a moment, these are incredible. You've grown so much," she praised, her enthusiasm genuine. "Thanks, but I can't help but notice that you seem a bit down. Is everything really okay?" Ethan asked, his concern deepening. Miss Harper sighed, her shoulders slumping slightly. "It's just been a tough time for me. I've been dealing with some personal issues, and it's been hard to focus," she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. Ethan felt a pang of empathy. "You've always been there for me, Miss Harper. If you want to talk about it, I'm here to listen." She looked at him, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "Thank you, Ethan. It's just, I've been feeling overwhelmed with everything. Teaching is my passion, but sometimes it feels like I'm not making the impact I want to make. I've also been dealing with some family issues that have been weighing heavily on me." Ethan nodded, understanding the weight of her words. "You've made a huge impact on my life. I wouldn't be where I am today without your support. You've inspired me to pursue my dreams, and I want you to know that you're not alone in this." Miss Harper smiled through her tears, touched by his kindness. "You're right. I need to remember that I'm not alone. Thank you for being such a wonderful student and friend, Ethan." As they talked, Ethan felt a sense of connection deepen between them. They were both navigating their own challenges, but in that moment, they found solace in each other's presence. As the school year began again, Ethan returned to class with a renewed sense of purpose. He was determined to not only excel in his studies, but also to support Miss Harper in any way he could. He organized an art showcase at the school, inviting students to display their work and celebrate creativity. He wanted to create a space where everyone felt valued and inspired, just as Miss Harper had done for him. When he presented the idea to Miss Harper, her eyes lit up with excitement. "Ethan, that's a fantastic idea. I'd love to help you organize it," she said, her enthusiasm returning. Together, they worked tirelessly to plan the event, reaching out to students, gathering artwork, and promoting the showcase throughout the school. As the date approached, Ethan felt a sense of pride in what they were creating together. On the day of the showcase, the school auditorium was filled with vibrant artwork, and students gathered to celebrate their creativity. Ethan watched as Miss Harper moved through the crowd, her smile genuine as she engaged with students and praised their work. It was a beautiful reminder of the impact she had on so many lives. As the evening unfolded, Ethan took a moment to step back and reflect on how far he had come. He had transformed from a struggling student into a confident artist, and he owed much of that growth to Miss Harper's unwavering support. When the showcase concluded, Ethan approached Miss Harper, who was surrounded by students admiring their work. "Thank you for everything, Miss Harper. This wouldn't have been possible without you," he said, his voice filled with gratitude. She turned to him, her eyes shining with pride. "You've done an incredible job, Ethan. I'm so proud of you. You've not only showcased your talent, but also created a space for others to shine." As they stood together, Ethan realized that their journey had come full circle. They had both faced challenges, but through their connection, they had found strength and inspiration in one another. As the school year progressed, Ethan continued to thrive, both academically and artistically. The art showcase had sparked a newfound sense of community within the school, and students began to collaborate on projects inspired by Ethan's leadership. Miss Harper felt rejuvenated, her passion for teaching reignited by the positive energy surrounding her classroom. However, as the months passed, Ethan noticed that Miss Harper still seemed burdened by her personal struggles. He wanted to help her, just as she had helped him, but he wasn't sure how. One day after class, he approached her with a suggestion. "Miss Harper, what if we organized a community art project? Something that brings everyone together and allows us to express ourselves," he proposed. Her eyes widened with interest. "That's a wonderful idea, Ethan. What do you have in mind?" "I was thinking we could create a mural that represents our school and the values we stand for. We could invite students, teachers, and even parents to contribute," he explained, his excitement palpable. Miss Harper smiled, her spirit lifting at the thought. "I love it. Let's start planning right away." Together they began to outline the project, reaching out to the community for support. They secured a wall on the school grounds and organized workshops where students could brainstorm ideas and sketch designs. The project quickly gained momentum, and soon the entire school was buzzing with anticipation. As they worked on the mural, Ethan and Miss Harper spent countless hours together, discussing colors, themes, and the messages they wanted to convey. The project became a labor of love, and Ethan felt a renewed sense of purpose as he watched the community come together. One afternoon while they were painting, Ethan noticed Miss Harper staring at the mural, lost in thought. "What's on your mind?" he asked, setting down his brush. She sighed, her expression contemplative. "I've been thinking about how important it is to create spaces where people feel seen and heard. This mural is a beautiful representation of that, but I also want to make sure I'm doing the same in my classroom." Ethan nodded, understanding the weight of her words. "You already do, Miss Harper. You've created a safe space for us to express ourselves. This mural is just another extension of that." She smiled, grateful for his reassurance. "Thank you, Ethan. You have a way of reminding me of what truly matters." As the mural began to take shape, it became a vibrant tapestry of colors and images, each representing the diverse voices within the school. Students poured their hearts into the project, and the sense of community grew stronger with each brushstroke. On the day of the mural's unveiling, the school gathered to celebrate. Parents, teachers, and students filled the courtyard, excitement buzzing in the air. Ethan stood beside Miss Harper, both of them beaming with pride as they prepared to reveal the mural. "Today we celebrate not just art, but the power of community and connection," Miss Harper announced, her voice ringing with emotion. "This mural represents each of you and the unique stories you bring to our school." With a flourish, they pulled back the curtain, revealing the stunning mural. Gasps of awe filled the air as the vibrant colors and intricate designs came to life. The mural depicted scenes of unity, creativity, and resilience, capturing the essence of their school community. Ethan felt a swell of pride as he watched his classmates admire the mural. It was a testament to their hard work and collaboration, and he knew that it would inspire future generations of students. As the crowd began to disperse, Ethan turned to Miss Harper. "We did it! This is amazing!" She nodded, her eyes glistening with tears of joy. "You did it, Ethan. You brought everyone together and created something beautiful. I'm so proud of you." In that moment, Ethan realized how far they had both come. They had faced their struggles, but through their connection, they had found strength and inspiration in one another. As the school year came to a close, Ethan prepared for his next chapter. He had been accepted into an art school, a dream he had once thought was out of reach. Miss Harper was thrilled for him, but she also felt a pang of sadness at the thought of him leaving. "Ethan, I can't express how proud I am of you," she said during their final meeting. "You've grown so much, and I know you're going to do amazing things." "Thank you for everything, Miss Harper. I wouldn't be here without your support," he replied, his voice filled with gratitude. As they hugged goodbye, Ethan felt a sense of closure. He was ready to embrace the future, but he knew that the bond they had formed would last a lifetime. Years passed, and Ethan flourished in his art career. He graduated from art school with honors and began to make a name for himself in the art world. His work was featured in galleries, and he even held exhibitions that celebrated the themes of community and resilience, values that Miss Harper had instilled in him. Despite his success, Ethan never forgot the impact Miss Harper had on his life. He often thought of her and the way she had believed in him when he had struggled to believe in himself. He wanted to show her how much her support had meant to him. One day, as he was preparing for a new exhibition, he decided to reach out to her. He found her email address and sent a heartfelt message, sharing his journey and expressing his gratitude for everything she had done for him. To his delight, Miss Harper responded almost immediately, "Ethan, I'm so proud of you. I can't believe how far you've come. I would love to catch up. Let's meet for coffee." They arranged to meet at a cozy cafe in Maplewood, the same place where they had shared countless conversations during his high school years. As Ethan walked into the cafe, nostalgia washed over him. The familiar scent of coffee and pastries filled the air, and he felt a rush of excitement. When he spotted Miss Harper sitting at a table, he couldn't help but smile. She looked just as he remembered, warm and inviting, with a sparkle in her eyes. "Ethan," she exclaimed, standing up to embrace him. "It's so good to see you, Miss Harper," Ethan said, his heart swelling with joy. "You look amazing." "Thank you. And look at you. "I can't believe how much you've accomplished," she replied, her eyes shining with pride as she took a seat across from him. They settled into their conversation, reminiscing about the past and sharing stories about their journeys. Ethan told her about his experiences in art school, the challenges he faced, and the triumphs he celebrated. "I still remember the first time I showcased my work at the Maplewood Art Festival. I wouldn't have had the courage to do it without your encouragement," he said, his voice filled with gratitude. Miss Harper smiled, her heart swelling with pride. "You were always talented, Ethan. I just helped you see it. You've done all the hard work." As they continued to talk, Ethan noticed a change in Miss Harper. She seemed more relaxed, her laughter more genuine. "How have you been?" he asked, genuinely curious about her life. "I've been well, thank you. After you graduated, I took some time to focus on my own art. I started painting again, and it's been incredibly therapeutic," she shared, her eyes lighting up. "I even held a small exhibition of my own work last year." Ethan's eyes widened in surprise. "That's amazing. I'd love to see your work. What kind of art do you create?" "I've been exploring abstract painting, focusing on emotions and experiences. It's been a way for me to express everything I've felt over the years," she explained, her passion evident in her voice. "I'd love to see it. You should consider showcasing your work more. You have so much to offer," Ethan encouraged, feeling a sense of pride in her accomplishments. "Thank you, Ethan. That means a lot coming from you," she replied, her smile warm and genuine. As they continued to catch up, Ethan felt a sense of connection that transcended time. They had both grown, but the bond they shared remained strong. He realized that their relationship had evolved from teacher and student to friends, united by their shared love for art and creativity. Before they knew it, hours had passed, and the cafe began to empty. "I can't believe how much time has flown by," Ethan said, glancing at his watch. "I've missed this." "Me too. It's so refreshing to see how far you've come, Ethan. You've truly blossomed," Miss Harper said, her eyes glistening with emotion. As they prepared to leave, Ethan felt a surge of inspiration. "I have an idea. I'm planning my next exhibition, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. We could showcase your work alongside mine. It would be a celebration of our journeys and the impact we've had on each other," he proposed, his excitement palpable. Miss Harper's eyes widened in surprise. "Are you serious? I would be honored. That sounds incredible. Let's make it happen. We can collaborate on the theme and create something beautiful together," Ethan said, his heart racing at the thought of their joint exhibition. As they exchanged contact information and made plans to meet again, Ethan felt a sense of fulfillment wash over him. Their reunion had rekindled a spark of creativity and inspiration, and he couldn't wait to embark on this new journey with Miss Harper by his side. In the weeks that followed their reunion, Ethan and Miss Harper dove headfirst into planning their joint exhibition. They met regularly to brainstorm ideas, sketch concepts, and discuss the theme that would tie their works together. The excitement of collaborating reignited their passion for art, and they found themselves pushing each other creatively. Ethan suggested a theme centered around resilience and growth, reflecting their personal journeys and the challenges they had overcome. "We can create pieces that tell our stories and inspire others to embrace their own paths," he proposed. "I love that idea. It's so fitting for both of us," Miss Harper agreed, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "We can incorporate elements of our experiences and the lessons we've learned along the way." As they worked on their pieces, Ethan felt a renewed sense of purpose. He poured his heart into his artwork, creating pieces that reflected his growth as an artist and a person. He experimented with new techniques, blending colors and textures to convey the emotions he had experienced throughout his journey. Miss Harper, too, found herself inspired. She began to explore her own emotions through her paintings, using bold strokes and vibrant colors to express her feelings. The act of creating became a cathartic experience for her, allowing her to process her past and embrace her present. As the exhibition date approached, they secured a local gallery to host their event. The excitement in the air was palpable as they prepared for the opening night. They reached out to the community, inviting friends, family, and former students to join them in celebrating their art and the journey they had taken together. On the night of the exhibition, the gallery buzzed with energy. Ethan arrived early to help set up, his heart racing with anticipation. He had meticulously arranged his pieces, each one telling a story of resilience and growth. As he stepped back to admire the display, he felt a sense of pride wash over him. When Miss Harper arrived, she looked radiant, her excitement evident. "Ethan, this looks incredible. I can't believe how far we've come," she said, her eyes shining as she took in the artwork. "Thank you. I'm so glad we're doing this together," he replied, feeling a warmth in his chest. "Your pieces are going to blow everyone away." As guests began to arrive, the atmosphere filled with laughter and conversation. Friends and family mingled, admiring the artwork and sharing stories. Ethan felt a sense of belonging as he watched people connect over their shared love for art. When the time came for the official opening, Ethan and Miss Harper stood together at the front of the gallery, ready to address the crowd. "Thank you all for being here tonight," Ethan began, his voice steady but filled with emotion. "This exhibition is a celebration of resilience and growth, not just in our art but in our lives. We've both faced challenges, but through creativity and support, we found our way." Miss Harper stepped forward, her voice warm and inviting. "Art has the power to connect us, to heal us, and to inspire us. I'm so grateful for the journey I've shared with Ethan and for the opportunity to showcase our work together. Thank you for being a part of this special night." As they finished speaking, the crowd erupted in applause and Ethan felt a rush of gratitude. This was more than just an exhibition. It was a testament to the power of connection and the impact of mentorship. Throughout the evening, guests moved from piece to piece, engaging with the stories behind the artwork. Ethan watched as people connected with his pieces, sharing their own stories of resilience. It was a beautiful reminder of the impact art could have on others. As the night drew to a close, Ethan and Miss Harper took a moment to step back and reflect on the evening. "I can't believe we did this," Ethan said, his heart full. "It's been such an incredible experience." Miss Harper smiled, her eyes glistening with pride. "You've come so far, Ethan. I'm so proud of you, not just as an artist, but as a person. You've inspired so many, including me." Ethan felt a wave of emotion wash over him. "I couldn't have done it without you, Miss Harper. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. This exhibition is as much yours as it is mine." As they embraced, Ethan realized that their journey had come full circle. They had both grown, not just as artists, but as individuals, and their bond had deepened through their shared experiences. In the months that followed the exhibition, Ethan and Miss Harper continued to collaborate on various projects, fostering a creative community within Maplewood. They organized workshops for aspiring artists, providing a platform for others to express themselves and share their stories. The impact of their work rippled through the community, inspiring a new generation of artists to embrace their creativity. Ethan's career flourished as he gained recognition for his unique style and powerful storytelling through art. He held exhibitions in various cities, but he always returned to Maplewood, where his journey had begun. Each time he returned, he made it a point to visit Miss Harper, sharing his experiences and celebrating their shared passion for art. One day, as they sat together in the cafe where they had first reunited, Ethan looked at Miss Harper with a sense of gratitude. "I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for me. You've changed my life in ways I can't even express." Miss Harper smiled, her eyes filled with warmth. "You've changed my life too, Ethan. You reminded me of the joy of teaching and the importance of connection. I'm so grateful for our friendship." As they reminisced about their journey, Ethan felt a sense of fulfillment. They had both faced their struggles, but through their connection, they had found strength and inspiration in one another. One afternoon, while they were discussing future projects, Ethan had an idea. "What if we create a community art initiative? We could partner with local schools and organizations to provide art supplies and workshops for kids who may not have access to them," he suggested. Miss Harper's eyes lit up with excitement. "That's a fantastic idea. We could make a real difference in the lives of young artists." Together, they began to plan the initiative, reaching out to local businesses for support and gathering resources to provide art supplies and workshops for underprivileged children in the community. They envisioned a program that would not only teach artistic skills, but also foster self-expression and confidence in young minds. As they worked on the initiative, Ethan and Miss Harper organized fundraising events, art drives, and community outreach programs. They shared their vision with local schools and community centers, and the response was overwhelmingly positive. People were eager to contribute, whether through donations, volunteering, or spreading the word. One Saturday, they held a community art day at the local park, inviting families to come and participate in various art activities. The atmosphere was filled with laughter and creativity as children painted, drew, and crafted alongside their parents. Ethan and Miss Harper moved through the crowd, engaging with the kids and encouraging them to express themselves freely. "Art is a way to tell your story," Ethan told a group of children gathered around him. "Don't be afraid to use your imagination. There are no wrong answers in art." Miss Harper watched with pride as Ethan inspired the next generation of artists. She felt a sense of fulfillment knowing that their initiative was making a difference. The smiles on the children's faces were a testament to the power of creativity and connection. As the day came to a close, Ethan and Miss Harper gathered the children for a group photo in front of a large mural they had created together. The mural depicted a vibrant landscape filled with colors and shapes, symbolizing the dreams and aspirations of the young artists who had participated in the event. "Let's capture this moment," Miss Harper said, her heart swelling with joy. "This is just the beginning of something beautiful." After the photo, Ethan turned to Miss Harper, his eyes shining with excitement. "I can't believe how far we've come. From our first art showcase to this community initiative, it feels like we're creating a legacy." Miss Harper nodded, her heart full. "We are, Ethan. We're not just teaching art. We're empowering these kids to believe in themselves and their abilities. That's the true gift of creativity." As the weeks turned into months, the community art initiative continued to grow. They established regular workshops, art classes, and mentorship programs, providing a safe space for children to explore their creativity. Ethan and Miss Harper became known as champions of the arts in Maplewood, and their efforts inspired others to get involved. One evening, as they were wrapping up a workshop, Ethan turned to Miss Harper. "You know, I've been thinking about how much this initiative has changed my perspective on art. It's not just about personal success, it's about giving back and making a difference." Miss Harper smiled, her heart swelling with pride. "That's the beauty of art, Ethan. It connects us, heals us, and allows us to uplift others. You've truly embraced that spirit." As they continued to work together, Ethan felt a deep sense of gratitude for the journey they had shared. He had come so far from the struggling student who had once felt invisible. With Miss Harper's guidance, he had discovered his passion for art and the importance of community. Years later, as Ethan stood in front of a packed gallery for his latest exhibition, he couldn't help but reflect on how far he had come. The walls were adorned with his artwork, each piece telling a story of resilience, growth, and the power of connection. But this exhibition was different. It was dedicated to the community art initiative that he and Miss Harper had built together. As he prepared to address the crowd, he felt a wave of emotion wash over him. He had invited students from the initiative to showcase their work alongside his, and the gallery was filled with vibrant pieces created by young artists who had found their voices through art. "Thank you all for being here tonight," Ethan began, his voice steady but filled with emotion. "This exhibition is not just a celebration of my work. It's a celebration of the incredible talent and creativity that exists within our community. I'm honored to showcase the artwork of the students from our art initiative who have inspired me every day." The crowd erupted in applause, and Ethan felt a sense of pride swell within him. He looked out at the young artists, their faces beaming with joy and excitement. They had come so far, and he knew that this moment would be a turning point in their lives. As the evening unfolded, Ethan moved through the gallery, engaging with guests and celebrating the achievements of the young artists. He felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that he was making a difference in the lives of others, just as Miss Harper had done for him. When the time came for the official opening, Ethan invited Miss Harper to join him at the front of the gallery. I want to take a moment to recognize someone who has been instrumental in my journey and the success of this initiative, he said, his voice filled with gratitude. Miss Harper has not only been my teacher, but also my mentor and friend. She believed in me when I didn't believe in myself, and her passion for art and education has inspired countless students, including me. Thank you, Miss Harper, for everything you've done. The crowd erupted in applause as Miss Harper stepped forward, her eyes glistening with tears of joy. Thank you, Ethan. It's been an incredible journey, and I'm so proud of you and all the young artists here tonight. This exhibition is a testament to the power of creativity and community. As they stood together, Ethan felt a profound sense of gratitude for the bond they had formed. They had both grown through their experiences, and their connection had become a source of strength and inspiration for one another. After the exhibition, Ethan and Miss Harper took a moment to reflect on their journey. I can't believe how far we've come since our first art showcase, Ethan said, his heart full. It's amazing to see the impact we've made together. Miss Harper nodded, her smile warm. It truly is. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to work alongside you and to witness the growth of these young artists. You've created something beautiful here, Ethan. As they continued to talk, Ethan realized that their journey was far from over. They had built a strong foundation, but there was still so much more they could do to support the arts in their community. What if we expand the initiative even further? We could partner with local businesses to provide scholarships for young artists and create more opportunities for them, he suggested. I love that idea. We could also host community art fairs and workshops to showcase the talent in our area, Miss Harper replied, her eyes sparkling with excitement. With renewed determination, they began to brainstorm ideas for the future of their initiative. They envisioned a vibrant arts community where creativity thrived, and young artists felt empowered to pursue their passions. As the months passed, Ethan and Miss Harper worked tirelessly to bring their vision to life. They organized fundraising events, collaborated with local businesses, and reached out to schools to promote the initiative. The response was overwhelmingly positive, and soon they had established a network of support that would help sustain their efforts. One day, as they were planning their next event, Ethan turned to Miss Harper. You know, I never would have imagined that I'd be here doing this if it weren't for you. You've changed my life in so many ways. Miss Harper smiled, her heart swelling with pride. And you've changed mine, Ethan. You've reminded me of the joy of teaching and the importance of believing in our students. Together, we're making a difference. As they continued to work together, Ethan felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He had found his purpose in supporting others, and he knew that their journey was just beginning. They were creating a legacy that would inspire future generations of artists, and he couldn't wait to see where it would lead them. As Ethan and Miss Harper's initiative continued to grow, they realized the importance of community involvement in the arts. They wanted to encourage others to get involved, whether through volunteering, donating, or simply spreading the word about the impact of art in their lives. Ethan decided to host a community meeting to share their vision and invite others to join them in their mission. He reached out to local artists, educators, and community members, encouraging them to come together and discuss how they could support the arts in Maplewood. On the night of the meeting, the community center was filled with eager faces, all passionate about the arts. Ethan stood at the front, his heart racing with excitement. Thank you all for being here tonight. We're here to talk about the importance of art in our community and how we can work together to create more opportunities for young artists. He shared the story of his journey, from a struggling student to a successful artist, and how Miss Harper had played a pivotal role in his life. Art has the power to change lives, and we want to ensure that every child has the opportunity to explore their creativity, he said, his voice filled with conviction. Miss Harper took the stage next, sharing her experiences as an educator and the impact of their community art initiative. Together, we can create a vibrant arts community that nurtures talent and inspires creativity. We invite you to join us in this mission, she said, her passion evident. As they opened the floor for discussion, community members began to share their ideas and suggestions. Some offered to volunteer their time, while others pledged to donate art supplies or funds to support the initiative. The energy in the room was electric, and Ethan felt a sense of hope wash over him. Let's work together to create a series of workshops, art fairs, and mentorship programs that will empower our young artists, he suggested. We can also reach out to local businesses for sponsorships and partnerships to help fund our initiatives. The crowd buzzed with excitement as people began to brainstorm ideas. A local business owner raised her hand. I'd love to host an art night at my cafe. We can showcase local artists and donate a portion of the proceeds to your initiative. Another community member chimed in. What if we organized an annual art festival? It could be a celebration of creativity with booths for local artists, workshops for kids, and live performances. Ethan felt a surge of inspiration as the ideas flowed. Those are fantastic suggestions. An art festival could really bring the community together and highlight the talent we have right here in Maplewood. As the meeting continued, Ethan and Miss Harper took notes, capturing every idea and suggestion. They felt a sense of unity in the room, a shared commitment to fostering creativity and supporting the next generation of artists. By the end of the evening, they had developed a comprehensive plan for the upcoming year, including workshops, an art festival, and a mentorship program. The community was eager to get involved, and Ethan felt a renewed sense of purpose. Thank you all for your enthusiasm and support, Ethan said, his heart full. Together, we can make a real difference in the lives of young artists in our community. Let's keep this momentum going. As the meeting concluded, people lingered to chat and exchange contact information, eager to collaborate and contribute. Ethan and Miss Harper exchanged proud smiles, knowing that they had ignited a spark of creativity and community spirit. In the weeks that followed, the initiative gained traction. They organized the first community art festival, which drew in crowds from all over Maplewood. Local artists showcased their work, children participated in art workshops, and families enjoyed live music and performances. The festival was a resounding success, and the sense of community was palpable. Ethan and Miss Harper stood together, watching the festivities unfold. I can't believe how far we've come, Ethan said, his voice filled with awe. This is everything we dreamed of and more. Miss Harper nodded, her eyes shining with pride. It's a testament to the power of community and the impact of art. We've created something beautiful together. As the festival continued, Ethan felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He had not only pursued his passion for art, but it also helped create a space for others to explore their creativity. He knew that this was just the beginning of their journey, and he was excited to see where it would lead. As the sun set over Maplewood, casting a warm glow on the festival, Ethan and Miss Harper stood side by side, reflecting on their journey. They had transformed their struggles into a powerful initiative that inspired creativity and connection within their community. With hearts full of gratitude and hope, they knew that together they could continue to make a difference in the lives of young artists for years to come. This story is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. The characters and events depicted in this narrative are products of the author's imagination and are intended for entertainment purposes only. Either